Hi, Julie Gibbons here from attractagirl.com.au, and today I'm going to talk about logo design and how to make your very own logo in the best possible way. Don't do a tragic logo. They're not worth the effort, really. Okay, so firstly, I'm going to say, as I always say, a logo is not where you start with your branding. There is a whole bunch of things you need to have in place before you even get to thinking about a logo. You need to have your audience sorted out. You need to have your brand personality sorted out, all that stuff first. Then your logo comes after that. So, firstly, there are different types of logos. The very, very simplest one to use is a word mark, and that is just your name in a particular font, and that's all I use for Attract Girl, and I have done for several years. It's the easiest, simplest way, and it's not like it's a cheap way to do it either. It's actually quite professional. There are tons of huge businesses that do exactly that. People you would expect would have a massive budget for their advertising, but they still choose to go the word mark. So it looks very professional anyway. People like Tiffany & Co, Jeep, KitchenAid, like there's so many big brands. Just look around, you'll see a heap of brands that do it. So don't feel like you're short selling yourself if you don't use a little pictorial kind of logo. Use a word mark, it works just as well. Okay, so if you do want to go the pictorial route, the thing to start off with is, as I said, a very strong concept of your brand, and you need to have your keywords there at all time. Your keywords are key, obviously. They're there as your guiding light and will give you clues as to how to interpret something about your brand. Okay, so once you've got your keywords there and you want to go the pictorial route, you understand everything about your brand, then you need to research some stuff about the logo, the style of logo you're drawn to. So go out and look at other people's logos. Pinterest is fabulous for that. And also make sure you keep in mind what kinds of logos your customers, sorry, not your customers, your competitors are using, because that will give you a clue as to what your audience expects from you as well. Then you need to use vector graphics. Create your logo in vector. Do not use an image editor. It's so much harder to create a logo with an image editor because it's all pixel based, and when you try and resize it to quite large, you'll end up with like really blurry edges or very pixelated. So use vector graphics. They resize to infinity with no loss of resolution. Okay, so there's Gravit Designer is free. You don't have to have Photoshop. Gravit Designer, Gravit Designer. And do not use Paint or do not use Word. They're awful. They're dreadful. So they're the lowest of the low quality. Don't go there. Okay, now when you're designing a logo, also create several variations. Don't just rely on the one that you made first, because my experience as an artist and an art teacher is that your first idea usually sucks big time, so don't do that. Do lots and lots of variations on a theme when you've got an idea. Explore it fully and then choose the one that works best. So, oh yes, also when you're designing, please always keep your keywords in mind, and that will be able to filter out all the bad ideas as well. And lastly, there are lots of free logo design apps around, but don't use them. Usually I've tried a few of them, and they often, they usually cost you to finally download your logo in a good resolution. And the other thing about that is they really do have very, very limited options. They all have very limited options. Like it's like pick one of 10 or something, and you know full well all those elements that they've got there that everybody else is using them too. So try and choose something, do it yourself. I think is always the best. Okay, that's all from me today, and I shall see you again tomorrow. Bye.